Hello everyone. This is going to be our first little CalcPlot3D video for Chapter 10 material. So we're going to talk about how we can analyze multivariable limits, or I guess how we can use CalcPlot3D to help us analyze multivariable limits. So this one, not necessarily the best example in the world for like what I want to get at. So I'm going to do something that can be 0 in my denominator. So I'll just make it x squared, plus y squared. And so this looks gross. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on. So if I rotate around, our guess should be that this limit does not exist at the origin. Everywhere else maybe fine, but clearly we've got this kind of ridge on top where it looks like we're approaching, I don't know, something between 3 and I don't know, maybe 3.5-ish up here if we travel on that ridge, but we also could travel along a valley down below, which looks like it's, around -3.5. Um, and clearly we have some like weird behavior here around the origin. So how can we do more than just look at a picture and maybe get some values and also use CalcPlot3D to kind of mirror what we do in class when we're looking at traveling along different paths in the xy plane and seeing what our z-value approaches. So my main suggestion here would be to use contour plot. Now in this case it looks like we're going from about height -4 to height 4. So I want my first contour value to be at -4. Um, well, let's start with step size like 0.5. So 11 gets us only to 1. So we moved up 5 with that. So we need 6 more, I think. So 17 should do the trick. Yeah, so that gets us from -4 to 4. So that should get us from bottom to top there. And I'm just going to click Create Plot. So this is what it looks like to start. And before I click and allow us to see what's going on in the surface in 3 dimensions, let's just kind of ascertain something, at least from this by itself. So this -3.5 line, this is probably that valley that we saw. And the 3.5 is that ridge on top, right? Kind of our max height. And then it looks like if we just kind of stay along the same line as a path in the xy plane, then we should stay along the same value, right? So notice here, if I'm along y equals x, I seem to be right at 3.5 for my z-value the whole way. If I'm at y equals -x, I get -3.5. And then if I pick some other line like this one here, I don't want to click yet so I don't get to the 3D picture, but I'm along this the whole way, it's z-value 2, like this one here, z-value -3 the whole way, and so on, right? And so it seems like along lines we get a constant z-value. Now that doesn't mean that works for every path, right? If you're along like a parabola y equals x squared here, you're gonna get different values going from like negative over here to something close to 0, back up to positive values. And specifically along our axes, which we normally look at, if you notice here, our z-values approach 0 along the x-axis when y is 0, and here -3, -2, -1, you're also getting to 0 along the y-axis when x is 0. So let's click and look at the 3D picture. So we were right in that this ridge on top, so if I just click over here, right, I can make a point and you can just drag it along that line and see it travel along the crest on top. On the other hand, let me rotate a little bit so you can see the valley better. If we go to the -3.5 and then drag along, we can see it traveling that valley floor down there. And we should see a constant height of 2, for instance, if we go along that one path here, right? So 2, and then let's try to, whoa, drag it up, different values. And yeah, I mean, it's keeping roughly the same height of 2. If you're over here, for instance, and traveling along this line, then we're staying right around height -3 throughout, but again, on different parts of our surface down here. at negative 3. If we did something like y equals x squared, here, let me rotate this so it's a little easier to see then. So if we have y equals x squared, we go down, oh, and then we quickly changed right here, right? So we were down at the trough and then like immediately come up to the crest and then work our way back. So we went from negative to positive as we kind of crossed over. Um, so different behavior clearly from different paths. And so this is one way to be able to check yourself when you're doing the algebra. And if you do the algebra here and do y equals mx, you will see that the x squareds basically cancel out and you do get a constant number for a path along any line. But if you substitute in x squared, you do a little bit of work and you actually find that the limit approaches 0. And so clearly we're getting different limits from different paths, and so the limit at the origin does not exist here. All right, so hopefully that helps you visualize things and think about how you could use this on your own as you're working through Edfinity or something like that. All right, that's all I've got.